Scarlett lawyered up, and they have now taken that voice down. But she is angry and making this a cause.
So what does this do for OpenAI and ChatGPT going forward? And how do they recover from this? Is a huge product they rolled out, and now everyone's got to be looking a little askance at it. Joining us right now to talk about this, Reid Blackman is an ethicist in business and tech. A lot of companies hire him when they are starting to use AI just to get some guidance. And he is joining us right now. Reid, welcome to TMZ Live.
Hey, Reid.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So, first of all, just overall, based on what happened, your thoughts, especially on the ethics part of it.
I mean, it's not ideal. It's definitely not ideal. Look, it also just seems like such an unforced error, ethically speaking, right? So you go to someone, you say, hey, look, we want to create an AI that's going to have your voice. Can we do that? Person, Scarlett, says, no, you can't do that. I, for personal reasons, professional reasons, I don't want you to do that. And then you go ahead and do it anyway. So at a bare minimum, it's just disrespectful, right? And that's a way of being unethical. It's by just ignoring the wishes of someone. So it's just sort of, it's a very not nice thing to do. Then there's the other kinds of ethical impacts that have to do with things like people confusing with Scarlett Johansson, that sort of thing, altering her brand or her image that she's worked very hard to cultivate over the past decades. So it's, it's certainly ethically not ideal, and it's unforced error because they could have used lots of other voices. Why this one?
So going forward with this, Reid, what do, I'm thinking about celebrities, obviously, but
Sure.
Using someone's voice, they're going to have a voice. When they put this back out, there's going to be some voice. Because they can, using AI, create any voice, it seems like it's more difficult. Like, you have to make sure it's not sounding like, several dozen different celebrities. And now you've painted yourself into a corner, is what I feel like OpenAI has done.
It's going to depend in large part upon how you went about creating that new voice, right? So if you say, oh, we created this voice by taking a bunch of videos of Scarlett Johansson, running it through our AI and say, hey, we want you to talk like that, that's going to be problematic. If, on the other hand, the methods are something like, look, we took the voices of 15 different women and we said, hey, we want you to sort of average out these 12 voices and let it come out with something, let that be the voice. And for some reason, it sounds nice. And it also happens to sound like, I don't know, some other famous actress, Susan Sarandon or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. That might not be, that doesn't strike me as ethically problematic. It might sort of by coincidence sound like Susan Sarandon, but it's not her. So I think there's going to be a lot of questions around how did you create the voice? And was it intentionally made to sound like a particular celebrity versus was it accidental? At least from an ethics perspective, that's going to make a big difference.
I've noticed the last 6 months, there have been these commercials on television for beauty products. And for hair products, for skin products. And the models, a lot of them look like Kim Kardashian. And there's one in particular that really looks like Kim. And I wasn't sure for 3 or 4 viewings whether it was her or not. It was so close. Yeah. What's the difference? If you're allowed to do that with a lookalike, why can't you do it with a voice?
Yeah, I think there's 2 issues. Again, one issue is going to be whether you're somehow or other expressing disrespect for the person who, if you're like the original Kim Kardashian. So is there something that you're doing to her? Do you have certain kinds of obligations to her that do not treat her in a certain way by virtue of using lookalike models? So there's one question about how what kinds of obligations you have to those, the originals, let's call them. And then there's a question about whether you have obligations to the people to whom you're presenting the models, right? So the general public. And are you engaging in deception? And plausibly, if, let's say, you're talking to an audience that wants to, I don't know, wear the same dresses as Kim Kardashian, and you show a model that looks like Kim Kardashian, and so now they believe that Kim Kardashian wore that dress, and now they buy that dress. Look, you might question their aesthetic preferences, but put that to the side. Nonetheless, you're engaged in deceiving them, right? You're deceiving them into thinking that their idol is wearing this thing, and now they've gone and spent money on it. So the deception is ethically problematic as well.
Reid, I think that your book is going to become customary reading at a lot of companies. Ethical Machines, your concise guide to totally unbiased, transparent, and respectful AI. I hope it's something that companies are reading before they start using this. Thank you so much for being with us.
Really
Reid.
appreciate it, Reid. Thank you.
Anytime. Thanks so much, guys.
Really appreciate it. Interesting.
Yeah.